listening to Real Coaching Radio TV, building a positive network.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Kids Talk Foundation, a global nonprofit organization providing youth advocacy, television programming, and training services in the United States, along with comprehensive medical and educational services for the developing world, most recently in Kenya, Africa, where Kids Talk Foundation provides a feeding program, medical care, and educational services to over 1,300 young people each day. Please help our youth and place your donation. Go to www.kidstalk.org. Are you in the entertainment industry? If you answered yes and you want to promote yourself, your passion, and profession, check out Creative Independent Artist magazines at CIAartists.com. Endorsed by Kids Talk Foundation worldwide. You can hear shows from Real Coaching Radio TV network while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free news and talk mobile app available for your smartphones, smart TVs, and cars. And when you download Stitcher to hear shows from Real Coaching Radio TV network, you have a chance to win some money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. Download it. It's free and just takes a few seconds. Then, during registration, hit the promo code box and enter RCRN to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episode of the shows will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too. Always available to you on demand. No syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code RCRN when you register at www.stitcher.com/RCRN.
Maxed Out Money Hour is your internet TV program all about money and what makes it go around to have it work for you, or not. Host Ninon and Coach Steve will be featuring informative interviews with financial companies, CEOs, and executives, providing insights into the financial world and their products, services, operations, and an outlook for our financial future. Here are your hosts, Ninon and Coach Steve.
Welcome everybody to the Maxed Out Money Hour on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Excuse me. Oh boy.
You got a frog there, huh?
Yeah, I should turn on my French accent right now.
There you go.
So here are your hosts, Ninon and Coach Steve Toth, and our guest joining us here, Joseph McKenna. Welcome to the show, Ninon and Joseph.
Great to be with you, Steve, again. Hi, Joseph.
Hi, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Well,
Absolutely.
You've got something different to present today. We haven't had anything like this before. Talk about energy. You've got all this energy stuff going.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm here to bring the energy to the show, hopefully.
There you are. You're
Yes.
going to.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, I've got a couple of things I want to mention. How about you? What have you got? You got anything up your sleeve that you'd like to talk about with our Maxed Out Money Hour?
I am actually going to leave it all up to you this evening to generate some news. Actually, your own news.
My own news. I know, I'm bursting with joy. I've been dealing with Chase for many years. And, of course, over this problem we've had with these modifications and foreclosures and short sales and all this stuff going on, it's been a little bit up and down with Chase, with me, and I've had some sort of good things and not so good things. But tonight, the buzz is that Chase is #1 in my book. They just took care of some business of mine on a house I had in Los Angeles. So I'm not going to mention how much it is, but it was pretty cool. And I just want to mention that they are really awesome. Working with them is a long procedure. You've got to stay with it, but you do get what you want in the end, and that I did get. So that's with Chase. But now I'm going to go over to Bayview, Bayview Loans. They do commercial loans, and they're actually in Florida. So anybody who has a Bayview loan and wants it modified, I suggest you get in touch with them. They got me 2 modifications within 2 months. Absolutely perfect. They dropped one loan quite a bit, and then they the percentage on the other loans. So both my loans have really come down. The payments have come down. One of the loans itself came down. So Bayview Loans are amazing in Florida, out of Florida. So any of our audience who want to, get a modification from Bayview, go ahead. They're absolutely incredible. And Chase, Chase have come to the forefront. So number one. See, Steve?
Awesome. Congratulations.
Sometimes you don't believe in people, but they change.
Congratulations, Ninan. And I do have something to share in terms of news. We are going to be launching Conscious Evolution Media, which is our new name for our network. So we're changing Real Coaching Radio and TV Network to Conscious Evolution Media, coming the 1st of January 2013.
Wow. That's a big thing to announce, because that means you must be pretty ready, Steve, to make it January.
I am working my you-know-what off. I don't have much left. So
you don't want much left. You're trying to lose weight anyway, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, right. All right, so let's...
See all that news, Joseph?
Yes. Very good news. Great to have it.
What kind of news do you have, Joseph?
Well, let's find out what he's got going first. Let him talk a little bit about his company.
Well, yeah, I appreciate the time for that. I am kind of, if you will, the consummate entrepreneur, always have been. I was the guy who started the lawn mowing business when he was 12, and found that controlling your own time, your own destiny, your own money is always a great way to do things. So, as of recent, I've been working in the energy industry, and found it to be a great opportunity for myself as well as others that I'm working with. Giving people the opportunity to take advantage of the deregulation of energy markets allows them to generate income based on consumption of something that we all need, we all use, whether it's the house in Los Angeles or it's a loan in Florida, right? So
there you go.
We're very, very excited to be doing what we're doing these days.
Yeah, what is this, maybe can you explain a little bit about this deregulation? It seems to be, I don't know if it's something new, old, I have no idea. But why is it deregulation means a lot of things to people, so we're deregulated to have our own energy?
Well, it's a great question. It has evolved over the years. The word deregulation has been placed upon multiple different ways of doing business. So in the initiation of the term, it was a bad thing. It didn't go so well. There are some companies we've heard of that didn't do so well, that took advantage of the marketplace, and it didn't help. But what has evolved is deregulation is taking the energy markets and allowing marketers to sell energy to the consumer and make an open marketplace, free enterprise, whereby there is competition, which drives the rates down pretty high on our electricity and natural gas to fuel our homes. And it has really become quite the opportunity for corporations to make a good niche, new guys in the marketplace, right? And it's also become an opportunity for the consumer to save money as well. So there's a lot of really benefits from deregulation, taking it out of the hands of one corporation that controls the entire state and all of the money and all of the energy, and putting it out there to marketers to kind of fend for themselves, make sure that they buy energy on the marketplace at the right rate, and sell it to you and I at a competitive price, and it really benefits you and I in the long run.
Yeah. So Joseph, does deregulation really means to break up monopolies?
Well, you know, the term monopoly has been thrown around. It can be a great term, and it can be a harsh term as well. You know, everybody from Microsoft to Apple to energy companies have all heard that term and felt that weight of that term, if you will. But in this situation, it really helps because it allows small corporations to come in, market themselves, sell energy to you and I. And what's interesting is energy only comes through one network, right? There's only one pipeline. There's only one wire that comes into your neighborhood. It's just who's selling the energy that crosses that pipe or across that line to you and I. And so by opening that up and allowing those corporations to do that, it does, in essence, break up, as you would say, the monopoly and creates the competition to drive the rates down. And in states such as mine, we've seen rates go down considerably over the last 5 years.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit older than you, maybe just a couple of years. So I watched a number of industries go through this. Probably some of them well known as the telephone company industry it used to be a monopoly called Mabel. And I watched it go through this whole process, and lots of companies got into the business, and lots of companies went broke. And guess where we are today with the telephone business? We're back to just a handful of companies again owning the industry. Now, I watched it also with the airline industry. Remember when the airline industry gone through this deregulation, and lots of airline companies got into the business, and what's happening now?
They're all buying up each other. The big ones buy up the small ones.
They it's again a handful of airlines owning the rest of it. Now I don't know if the same thing is going to be true for your industry, but I'm just curious right now what the opportunity is. So let's talk about that for our viewers, because there's always been opportunity at the beginning, then it kind of dries up. So what's the opportunity? What's the excitement about energy right now?
Making money.
Great questions, great points. And you've hit the nail on the head in the essence that anytime there's a deregulation of an industry, there's the initial pop, there's the run, if you will, where there's opportunity, and then there's the calming of the waters. Now, in the essence, in reference to Mabel, technology, if you're going to play in technology, you got to move fast. If you've ever done sales, or anybody in your listening base has ever done sales in technology, you sell your product and hope that your developers are keeping up with your customers, right? So Mabel all reverted back, and I mean, geez, all of us use cell phones now, right? I was in a parking lot yesterday on my laptop using my cell phone for a hotspot. So technology is a fast one. In reference to opportunity for energy, this is the time. Yeah. Deregulation is one of those beautiful things where there's time to make money. There are opportunities. And we've seen it in the airline industry, as you said, the telecommunications industry, trucking. This is basically, as far as I know, one of the last, if not the last, deregulations that are going to happen in the States and then in other parts of the world as well. So there's such an opportunity there. You're taking a multi-billion dollar conglomerate and putting the money on the table. And it's an opportunity for people to start energy companies. It's an opportunity for people to team up with energy companies. And it's a great opportunity, at the minimum, for the consumer to save money as well.
So what does this look like for the small? Well, let's talk about the small players.
The small
and
consumer.
Let's talk about the like for the consumer or for the individual that wants to be in this business. And then let's talk about maybe the mid-size and the larger companies that want to get into this. What does that look like?
Well, okay, so if you're the larger companies and you've been in, say, the natural gas business for years, it's not so fun for you, because now you have competition, right? Now you have to play that game. You have to buy energy on the open market. You have to hedge your bets. You have to do forecasting depending on the weather and hope that you can sell energy and make your money. If you're a new guy in the game, it's the same situation. It's just that you have an opportunity that's never been there before. As a small business person such as myself, the opportunity is there to team up with these organizations and do much like I'm doing with my team, and we're teaming up as an affiliate situation and being remunerated for doing so. Helping these organizations grow, helping them get a marketplace share, helping them take a grab at this, and really grow across multiple states and eventually across the nation and beyond. So.
Now you're out of Dallas.
Our parent corporation is out of Dallas. They started there as an electricity organization, selling electricity on the open marketplace, and we've now spread throughout Georgia and up into the Northeast, selling natural gas and electricity to the consumers.
So you've got three different. I'm looking at three different sort of names here. You've got Green Nation Biz, you've got Ignite, and then you've got Clean Nation. Why are these three like this? Are they all different companies? They all look like the same to me, but tell us about that.
Well, we have different portions of the industry and different portions of the business. Green Nation Biz is my corporation. That is our handle, if you will, our corporate name, and we work with these organizations such as Ignite and Stream for selling energy and getting people who want to be a part of, as I said, that affiliate opportunity with these energy corporations. We named our company Green Nation Biz because we do two things. We sell energy, right? We work with associates for the affiliate program, and then we are getting into the green energy program as well. So I can speak to you about that as well. And that's really fun. That's really cool to me. I'm 32, and an opportunity to grow an industry through something such as this and build a green business as well, whereby kind of, if you will, sustaining the future for my children someday, really makes me very excited.
Yeah, and the green energy thing is so much in now. I mean, everybody's talking about this green stuff all over the place. So you're kind of coming in on the ground floor of this, and you've obviously had the insight of going in this direction, and also you're young enough to actually follow through with it. So I'm going to get you in touch with a friend of mine actually in Los Angeles. He worked with Schwarzenegger in Sacramento, in the green energy department, and he knows everybody. So anybody you want to know, he can help you there. But what is the advantage for our audience to get involved with your company?
Let's talk about it from a perspective of a homeowner first, shall we?
From a homeowner first, it's an opportunity to have energy from a new corporation. If deregulation is coming to your state and being pushed through by your public service commission, then there's an opportunity there for competition. And as I said, our state benefited greatly in pricing. Just to throw numbers, I think a therm of natural gas now is right around 70 cents. 5 years ago, it was $1.50. So competition is a beautiful thing in some time. Granted, also natural gas is growing in the nation as well. We're becoming quite the producer of that. So from the household, that's that opportunity. And then from the green opportunity, basically what we do is we have taken the model that major corporations have been using to offset their carbon footprint, and now we offer it to the average consumer, the household, to myself, to others. And there's a great opportunity there for business growth and making an income through that. And what we do is you can buy what is called a renewable energy credit. And that's what Starbucks is doing, that's what Walmart and all the big corporations are doing to offset their carbon footprint, right? So they're buying these renewable energy credits, and these are being pushed into the green industry and producing green energy that's going into the grid, and then you're getting credit for that. So you're basically buying green energy, which is self-sustaining, say like the wind farms and other solar farms and other operations, that instead of the taxpayer doing it, it's you and I as a consumer doing it to offset our carbon footprint. And anytime there's a movement of money, obviously, in a new industry, there's opportunity as well. So
the money goes into the industry itself to sustain it, correct?
Correct.
And then we get credit, what, on our taxes?
No, it's, at this point, it's more of a goodwill statement, if you will. It's you and I wanting...
Explain that.
It's you and I wanting to be able to say that we're using clean, green energy. Starbucks does it so that they can offset their carbon footprint. I do it because I can offset my carbon footprint, and I buy enough green energy credits every month to offset my entire household. So I can tell you that my entire household is 100% green energy. And so that's a beautiful opportunity for me, one, to say that, and two, as I said, anytime there's transfer of money, you can have an opportunity for growth in business as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, if I'm confused, our viewers are confused, Joseph.
So why are you confused?
I need clarity. I need clarity. I need clarity.
Gotcha. And that's the thing about green energy. There's two things here. You've got the normal energy business that we're using and we're making money off of, and we're growing every day. And then the green energy we've added this year because for two reasons. One, I think it's a great opportunity for financial growth, and two, it's an opportunity for those out there that want to help the environment, right? Everybody buys a Prius because it's a great thing to save money on gas. but everybody also buys a Prius because it helps us feel good about helping the environment, right?
So how do people earn money on this? This is, I think, what Steve wants to find out. How do people actually make money and earn money or save money? Which is, where are we going with that?
Okay, so in the energy industry, when we go into a new marketplace, such as New York or Georgia or Texas or Maryland, when we go to these new marketplaces and our company grows, gaining consumers, using the affiliate program, there's a payment structure whereby we get paid for that. In the green energy industry, there's a payment structure affiliated with these green energy credits. So we pay the green energy farms to produce the energy by buying these credits, and we get a portion of that as well by building this industry.
Where do you buy these credits? If say I'm a layman and I'm like, I want to sort of get involved in this, and I'm going to go and buy credits. Now, first of all, what is a credit? How much is a credit?
You would go to my site, greennationbiz.com, is one option. You could buy a green energy credit, which is worth 1,000 kilowatt hours, and it's a $20 credit. So for $20, you're offsetting and producing or paying to produce 1,000 kilowatt hours of green that's then being put into the grid and used by consumers.
Okay, so I'm with the $20 and the credit that I get, I'm supporting basically the industry. I don't directly get anything back. It's like a goodwill thing, isn't it?
Right. It's kind of, you asked earlier, do you get a break on taxes? It's kind of like paying taxes. Do you see your dollar actually get put into a battleship? No. But you know you're supporting defense, you're supporting, you know, security amongst the nation, highways.
It's like, it's the same as if I pay $20 and support a kid in Africa. Same thing.
Right. I guess you could say that, sure.
Yeah, I just wanted people to understand, so it's not, I don't like confusion. I like clarity.
Well, people think, you know, now, when they do this, what happens with their electricity bill? Does anything happen there? I mean, well, nothing happens, right?
It has nothing to do with it.
That's where it gets a little weird for people to understand, Nina. So that's a great
exactly
question.
Right. That's why I want to bring it out.
Yes. So energy in the form of electricity, when you and I turn on a switch in our house,
yes,
it is there flowing through the lines, right?
Yeah.
So it's a constant pressure, if you will, of electricity available to us. So what energy companies do is they produce a certain amount, hoping it's enough for us to run our homes and our neighborhoods and our businesses. When we're buying the green energy credit, we're buying 1,000 kilowatt hours of production on a wind farm. So that wind farm, all it does is put its energy into the grid. So I don't necessarily have this special wire into my house that gives me green energy, right? But I am producing green energy and putting it into the grid for the greater good of everyone.
Yeah. Okay. That's. I think so. People out there can understand exactly what this is and why it is and how it is.
Right.
Now, how do you make a living out of this?
So through the affiliate situation, as I said earlier, I get paid by helping this corporation grow in these different states, by helping the green energy business grow, as well as the consumption of natural gas and electricity for consumers and businesses and the like.
Wow.
And where does this money go? Like, you know, I always say that since we're in finance, this whole show is about money and finance. And if anybody wants to know the truth, right, follow the money. Where does the money go? If I buy 2 credits after the show, that's $40. And I go to your site and sign up and give you $40. Where does that money go?
So if you went to my site, you would see a description of that, answering your question, as well as the answer that this is a federally regulated industry. So they've been buying these for years. They're buying through the same network that we are as well. And that money is allocated to the federal government, to these corporations, to these wind farms, to the grid, and it's being produced in energy and being put into the grid. You can go to there. We're not going to game accounts. There are opportunities out there in a lot of states where you can do this as well. And the price of these renewable energy credits vary as well, too. So where does the money go is a good question. Some of the local corporations within some of these states are even more, a lot more actually, double, for the same amount of energy.
Okay, so this website that's on your website,
right?
So is this how you track, how much money you make on this opportunity? Is that related? Like, is this an affiliate program of yours?
We are an e-commerce industry, so our business is done via the web, via secured network payment processing. That's the easiest and best way to do things these days, as you guys know. So yeah, it's all tracked through the website, through and it's all reported through the IRS and the federal government and all of that, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, is this where the younger generation are going? You're only 32, and you're going onto the website. Forget the stores, forget an office, forget all this stuff. You can actually do this out of your home if you want to do, or you can have an office. But with the younger generation, they seem to be gravitating to the websites. Is this where we're going to start seeing a lot more of businesses coming onto the website that can actually make money? Because it's always been you haven't really been able to make money on the websites and on what you put out. That's been very difficult for people to get this going. Is this the new trend of how we're going to be doing it?
I think I 100% believe that. I do. When I graduated high school, 5 of my friends had email accounts, right? And I'm 32. Now we're sitting here via internet, conversing, pushing information back and forth. The way the marketplace has changed in this amount of time is incredible. And for the businesses of today, I think that's your only option. I think that's where everything is going to go. We're all reading these articles about kids graduating from colleges and not finding jobs. Traditional jobs may or may not be there in the volumes that they were before, at least for the education base that people have. So what you have to do is drive traditional industries, such as energy, towards this form of business, putting it on the web, and now there's a new opportunity to make money off of an industry that's been there since the beginning of our nation, almost, if you will. So yeah. I think wholeheartedly that's the answer.
Yeah, and it's changing, and this is actually, it's funny you should say that, because a lot of the younger generation have not been able to find jobs. But the reason they can't find jobs is because it's changing. And I think that's why. There's not as many jobs out there that they got before, or their parents say, go and get this job or get a job there, that's where I work, that's what I did. Those aren't happening anymore. So it's all funneling through the website, and this is where they need to wake up, like what you're doing. They could sign up with you. Can they make money with you if they sign up? How can they get involved with you and make money? Or can't
Certainly,
they?
There's opportunity, as with any industry, to make money. Now, it's just as if we were to do the real estate markets in LA, or we were to do a traditional sales job, or whatever it is. It is what you put in, you get what you get out, right? The old adage, people who are good at making excuses aren't good at making money. So you have to hustle. It's a job. But the opportunity is there. The opportunity to make a full-time income is there. The opportunity to make a partial income is there. If you're looking to supplement, kind of like a couple of my buddies flip homes on the side. So one of them's a doctor by day, and he flips homes on the weekend. So he adds and pads his income base on the weekends with nice little chunks of money. So it's that opportunity as well. However, with the deregulation of energy, just like Steve said earlier, it's a one-time thing. 15 years from now, it's gone. You don't know where the energy market will be by then. So you kind of have to follow the opportunity, follow the money, and double down and go for it. And then there's opportunity to pay.
The only one good thing about what you just said is we always need energy. So we always need lights, we always need energy, we always need this. So it's going to go somewhere. It's not going to disappear.
That's a perfect point. I've owned a few businesses in my day. Some of them were product-based in the past. I've been a consultant in the past. And when the economy hit in 2008, guess what goes? Extraneous expenditures, right? When you're buying products that you don't necessarily need, or you're paying a consultant a large amount of money, that goes. Energy doesn't. I have to have a hot shower in the morning, or else I look horrible for these interviews. So.
Okay. So let me see if I can summarize this for our viewers, and I want to make sure that the light bulb comes on.
It's definitely on. I got them on all around me here.
Very good.
I couldn't help myself. All right, so what we've been talking about, if you're just tuning in, what we've been talking about so far is Joseph described the energy industry going through deregulation, and there's going to be opportunities for basically everybody that owns a home to make a choice. Like, it's not only one company that they can buy electricity from in the near future. They're going to be able to buy maybe from 2, 3, 4, whatever many. There will be choices, and every time there are choices like that, like Joseph explained, there's competition, and the prices are going to go down. Well, I'm sure everybody is happy to hear that energy prices or their bills are going to go down, correct?
Sure, that's definitely always an opportunity. Competition.
Now, how long do you think this process will take to get through all the different states in this country?
That depends on each and every state. So each and every state has their version of what is a public service commission, which makes sure that corporations don't take advantage of the consumer in the energy industry. Very important to have. And so they are regulating how this happens. And it's a very powerful piece of the puzzle to make sure that you and I benefit greatly from this, and don't just get taken advantage of by giant corporations.
So from the top of your head, Joseph, from the top of your head, how many states are you aware of that has deregulation of the energy industry already in place?
I want to say in some form or other, over half. Right around half
of the country?
A little bit over of the state.
Okay.
Do you have it
Okay,
in Denver?
great.
Do you have it in Denver? Do you know, Steve?
I don't know. Yeah, this is a really good conversation because, I'm really interested in all the green energy and all the things we can do to clean up Earth. I'm really interested in that, and so I welcome this conversation because, like you said, Nina, in the beginning of the show, this is probably the first person we have interviewed, not just on the Maxed Out Money Hour, but on the entire network in the last 9 years about energy.
Yeah, nobody ever thinks about it, and the reason I think about it is several reasons, and I'll tell you why. And this will be interesting for you, Joseph. I had a girlfriend of mine lives in Israel, and they came over to visit with me, and her husband Nick was talking about this energy stuff, and he's talking about all these solar panels and all this stuff, and I said, well, solar panels here in the United States, and I think most places, are very expensive. And I said, you get the solar panels, I said, but it costs like $40,000 to get them up on the roof and fix them and do all this crazy stuff. And he said, what on earth are you talking about? Well, apparently in Israel they have the solar panels there, but apparently they go on gas there. They have more gas there than they have electricity. So it was much cheaper for him. Because I said to him, I said, well, our gas bills are like $20, $30 a month. And he said, well, that's what we have. And I said, well, our energy bills are much higher. But I said, the cost of putting these panels up is impossible. Where is that going, Joseph, these panels? They're very expensive.
So, in reference to solar panels, whether it's in the States or abroad, such as in Israel, it's economies of scale. It is always going to be that. The more consumerism, the higher, or the lower the price will go, the higher the demand, the better opportunity there is for use of new technologies such as solar.
Yep.
The reason I love green energy credits is because it's not being paid by the government, it's not being funded by some outside person. It is the opportunity for the individual consumer to fund an industry because they believe in it, because they want it, and because it benefits them. And that's what makes an industry work. An industry works when the consumer actually wants it. And so with say, solar panels, the same situation. I think in the next 15 years, you're going to see an absolute proliferation of solar panels.
Yeah, I believe it'll come down. I agree, yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of the companies, I know a lot of the guys in the industry, and the opportunity for that is huge. Whether you put 8 panels on your house and you offset 35% of your energy consumption, or you go for the whole kit and caboodle. That will be coming, and it's all about consumer demand. So we're driving consumer demand, true business growth, the way business is to drive.
And you actually see that working. You actually. So how long have you been doing this, by the way? This energy thing? Couple of years? 10 years? How long?
3 years now.
3 years.
He's not old
what
enough.
Have you, sorry, Steve. What have you seen in 3 years? What is the change you have seen in 3 years?
Well, for the racing down to Georgia, I have seen the spread to other regions. The Northeast, we're growing very fast in the Northeast. If you take the Northeast quadrant on one grid with New York, New Jersey, Maryland, that grid right there, there are 55 million customers. 55 million people who didn't have a choice before. So they are benefiting greatly. They're loving it. The opportunity to choose, to have competition in rates, to have a company that actually cares to have their business and not be put on hold all the time. These are all things that are coming out of deregulation, and it's a real opportunity for them. So we've seen a lot of changes, a lot of growth, and it's just the beginning. It's a beautiful, beautiful opportunity.
Okay, great. So the second thing we talked about is buying renewable energy certificates, which cost like $20, and it represents what, 1,000 kilowatts of power.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is kind of a goodwill for all of us to do if we care about, if we care about our Earth and if we care about clean energy. That's something we can do to help the industry. Correct. So that's the second thing we talked about. And the third thing, I don't think I can explain because I'm still not clear. So the third thing is making an income for people that are interested in getting into the energy business, but I still don't know how and who would be attracted to this kind of business. Joseph.
Okay. So the income, as I said, is through an affiliate program. If you were to go to my site, you can read up on it, watch a video, get all the information you need on that. You can also speak to me directly. I have my contact information there as well. But you're paid, or we're creating associates who are paid by generating business. It's like any other industry out there. You generate sales, you're going to have an opportunity to make an income off of that. And then as for the person who looks into it, it's a wide range. It's my example of my friend, the doctor, who's flipping homes. He's looking, one, to have something fun to do and interact with different people on the off hours, and two, to generate additional income to put into his portfolio for his family's future. So I have people that I work with who are looking to do that, a few $1,000s a month. I have people who are, the heavy hitter, people who are always looking for the new opportunity out there. I was speaking with a gentleman a couple weeks ago who sold a business 6 months ago for $40 million. And I thought, he's not going to have any interest in talking to me. Mm-hmm. But he did, because he's a business person, right? Once a business person, always a business person. Whenever there's an opportunity, people will jump in to have a chance at that. So he was just as interested as, my buddy who wants to make a couple $1,000s a month. So the opportunity is there, and it's wide variance as to the people who utilize it.
So what is it that we're selling? I just want to understand still. I'm sorry. I'm just hard-headed. What it is that we are selling as an affiliate?
We are selling the opportunity to do exactly what I do, to garner more people who want to be a part of the affiliate organization. So as you guys probably know by this point, affiliate marketing is really rather huge.
Yeah, very big.
If you go onto Twitter and just look for affiliate marketing, you're going to spend your entire day looking at handles that have hundreds of thousands of followers. People who realize they can do, as Ninan said, utilize the internet, utilize new technology to take an industry that's always been there and get paid for growing that industry, finding new people who want to purchase through that venue.
That's right. You've got written down here, you've got earn $50 clean start bonus when you personally enroll your first 5 customers. So that's like an incentive. So if they get 5 customers, you give them a bonus.
Of course, exactly.
So that's how they can. That's how they can. I think what Steve is trying to find out is how can anybody get involved in your company and make money, and how do they make the money? So I see here that you've got 5 people. You can make $50 bonus. So it's just like bringing people in. It's like marketing, the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly. It's an opportunity to share with the individual who doesn't know that they've been deregulated, possibly, or that there's a new option for a new corporation out there. And by sharing that, there's a lot of money on the table to be had. On my website, there's an opportunity to look at the entire pay structure and how it can work. And obviously, that gets kind of complicated over a phone call, but I want to make sure that people have that opportunity. They can certainly go to Green Nation Bid and see that.
Yeah. Now, also I found out, I think it was from your mother. Your mother's involved in this as well, isn't she, a little bit?
Right. We've owned family businesses for 25 years.
Oh, awesome.
We always work together.
Yeah, your mother was telling me that Vegas is deregulated. Is that correct?
I believe it in some form, yeah.
Because I was talking to somebody else the other day that is in another business that actually controls a lot of all this stuff, wasted money or something. And I said, yeah, Vegas apparently is deregulated. They said, oh, no, it's not. And I said, well, I think it is. So they went and checked it out, and I believe they didn't come back and tell me because they were probably too embarrassed, because it is. But that's a good thing, right?
It is a good thing, and it's a different form. So if you take Georgia, for example, we're deregulated in natural gas. However, we still have one incumbent that sells electricity. So we have no options there. It's just a matter of when that gets pushed through your Public Service Commission and through your state government.
Okay.
All right, so let me... Okay, it sounds like that I'm a pain. I am a pain in the butt. I probably am.
No, you're not. You're good. Go ahead.
So, as an affiliate, do I make money also if I sign somebody up into the program, and the person that I'm signing up into the program actually is living in a state that's deregulated and able to get out of their existing situation with the current provider for electricity and sign up for your company's provider. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. The overall growth of our industry and our business and any business is the acquisition of new customers. So people consuming energy are those who generate income for our corporation, for the provider, and for ourselves. So do you have to be deregulated? Do you have to be a potential customer? No. You can be in a state that's not deregulated as long as you know, it's pretty easy to sell in New York these days with Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and social media as a whole. So you don't have to be, but that's how the dollar is generated, of course. The dollar is generated by the consumption and sale of energy.
I think your questions, Steve, are excellent, and I'll tell
we got
you why.
We got to clarity. The light bulb just came on for me.
Oh, good. Well, this is very, very good. This is something, as far as I'm concerned, because this green stuff is very new. A lot of people have been very skeptical about it and always said nothing's happening, it's just a fastness, this and this, that. But it's not. It is actually out there. And I think because of people like you, Joseph, that have gone into something else, that have opened people's eyes up of this energy thing, of actual energy with the light bulb, as you just said, Steve, the light bulb went on. Well, the light bulb goes on everywhere. So I think it's very important for our audience to understand. One thing we do need from you is do you have a website that they can go to?
Yes, the best place to start would be greennationbiz.com.
Green Nation
Biz.
Right.
And hear all about the green industry, the opportunity, and they can reach out to me via that website or info@greennationbiz.com. They can email me, and I'd be more than happy to show them more about the two sides of our industry, the traditional energy as well as the new opportunity for green energy as well.
Okay. Now let's go back to Steve, because Steve, your light bulb went off, and I want to know what this light bulb that went off is.
Well, I just understood, finally, what are we talking about and what are we selling? We're selling basically energy.
Yeah.
Alternative methods of delivering energy to the consumer, and we get to make money doing that.
Nail on the head. That's exactly right.
It's that simple and it's that complicated.
Steve, you've got to understand, this is something new. This is not new. You've been doing it 3 years. It's probably been out there longer. But people are not used to this. People don't understand this. But I think when you said your friend flips houses on the weekend, I think you're finding out that more people are taking on more than one job. A lot of people are taking on the book because they have to. They've got to pay, their rent and everything else. But I think, with the younger generation, especially out there, that they can multitask. And I think that's a new trend out there, that we can do more than one thing. And everybody, the older generation, say, well, they don't concentrate, or they're not straight on one. They should stay with just one job and do one thing. That's not happening anymore. I see a majority of people are multitasking. Is that so out there?
I 100% agree with that. The 30 years of gold watch is long gone. The malleability of an individual has to be there. You have to be able to bob and weave and really play the game and do business as a flexible individual, because opportunities come and go, industries come and go, and jobs come and go. So we all have to, in this day and age, have to keep up with the changing economy. And the economy is changing just as fast as the technology that I'm sitting in front of. So you have to be flexible and look for the opportunity.
So it's not a wrong thing to know several things. It's not wrong, because a lot of people are saying, oh, you can't do all those things. So I'm thinking your way, Joseph. Yes, you can, and you've got to be prepared to drop this and take this on and what you need to do.
There are
actually several.
This will be. Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
Well, I was just wondering if you guys are interested. There are several other light bulbs that are going off for me.
Good. Oh, we're interested.
Which is good news. So I was just looking at Joseph, and I'm going like, okay, so I saw myself back in the time when I came to this country, and I went to work in the telecommunications industry, and I remember the times when we were telling people that you can actually have a private telephone system and hook it up to the phone company's lines, and people were looking at us like we were nuts, because the only thing people knew is the only way you can have a phone system and lines is through buying it and renting it. Actually, you couldn't buy it, you had to rent it, lease it from Mobile. So I'm connecting that experience to what Joseph, I feel, must be going through right now, because people are going like, what are you talking about? I'm paying my bill, for the last 40 years to this one company, and you're telling me now there is something else going on? So the other bulb that's coming on, Joseph, for me, is that our network, which is the one, Conscious Evolution Media, coming on January 1st, 2013, one of our channels is called Environmental Evolution. Everything that we do in this new network is going to be about evolution, because guess what? Everything that human beings these days are involved in has to do with evolution. Human beings' evolutions themselves and the different areas that we all participate in. So you are a perfect fit in environmental evolution. So if you see media as a way to get your message out there to the world, that's something you may want to think about and talk to us about.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, absolutely, because everything is through the internet. Our whole show, everything we do is through the internet. We don't do it any other way. And anybody, I don't think people quite understand that Steve is in Denver, you're in, I don't know where you are, I thought you were in Dallas, but maybe you're not, and I'm in Vegas. And we're all in different places, and yet we're all together, we're all having a conversation, we're all understanding this is the new way of actually also what you just said, Steve, doing business.
Right.
Is that correct, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Steve, now you understand this new thing about energy, which Joseph has now brought out, which came up accidentally through a friend of mine who was trying to get some funding. Was it to give funding So if you need any funding, give funding to an energy corporation with solar panels, whatever they were trying to do. But anyway, to do with energy. This is how we all kind of met, but this is the new generation. This is how it's all working, and this is how you see it, right, Joseph?
Definitely. I think the buzz these days is social media, the buzz these days is internet, but really leveraging it in the right way is the trick. And I think you guys are doing it in the right way. Just getting a Twitter account won't make you a millionaire. It's about getting your message out across networks with our listeners.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for 9 years, and last year we had 6 million viewers. And watch out, what's going to happen in this coming year.
That's awesome. That's exactly the best way to do business, in my opinion, these days.
Yeah, and I'm gravitating to the younger generation because their focus is on many things. The older generation is focused on one thing, how it used to be and how it was. Well, that's not where we're going. We're going how it is now and how it's going to be. That's where we're going, and that's...
Right.
The older generation is wondering, are they going to get up tomorrow?
Are you going to... Whereas the younger generation, they know they're going to get up. They know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't know if our bones are going to ache or not, or can we make it to the... Can we get our feet to the floor and stand up?
This whole retirement conversation, I just can't stand it, Nina. I just can't stand it for a second.
Oh, I will not ever retire. I'm not going to
I'm never going to retire.
No.
When I retire is when I go 6 foot under. Then I'm retiring.
You know what I would like you to do, Joseph? I'd like to just give a message out there, and this is, I think, more for for everybody, but also the younger generation, of what you've done and how you've created something in the energy world as well as going into the green side of it. Can you explain a little bit that to the younger people, of helping them and seeing how we can do something for them, and also they can make money, because this is a money show?
Right. As I said earlier, the 30 years in a watch in a corporation is really no longer there, for a few reasons. One, corporations are more competitive. Two, the industries are all changing at such a fast rate through technology and competition. The young person, any business person, but especially the young person, whether they're already in the business world or they're still in school, you have to find a way to move with the punches. You have to find a way to find new opportunities, make an income, make a nice chunk of money off of that opportunity, and then you're going to move again. It used to be you would change jobs a couple generations ago, maybe twice in your lifetime. Now, some people are looking at 5, 10, 15 changes through a course of a lifetime.
Uh-huh.
And that's just evolution of industry. That's what is there. But the opportunity
he said the magic word. Evolution. Oh, my God.
That's right.
That took your light bulb up, right? Right, Steve?
Oh, yes.
The light bulb went doing.
They're all shining right now.
So if you take that energy as an individual and put it into new opportunities, such as green opportunities, and they're linked to a true way to make money, there's your chance. There's your window. That's what you take. You go for those windows, you take advantage of them, and you keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
As you said, the old adage of being perfect at one thing just isn't there anymore. Now, if you're a neurosurgeon, sure, I want you to be perfect when you're in my asset for a lifetime.
A lawyer is not different. A lawyer has to change.
Right, because law changes every day. So, but in the business world, you have to be quick on your feet. You have to be able to be willing to dance with the industry. So it's a real opportunity for young people and for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. This is a new version of an old system that has opened a new window for people to make money.
Yeah, and very well said, actually. And I was just thinking, I had brought up at the beginning of the show about the banks and what they've done for me and how they've helped me and what they've done. And the only reason they've done what they've done is because they've thought in a different direction. And the Bayview loan people in Florida, they were thinking to themselves, do we put this into foreclosure? Do we sell it for a lesser price? Or do we keep the customer we have? and they turned around and decided that they're going to keep the customer they have because they've got them there, but they changed by making the interest lower, the payments lower, and also dropping the loan a little bit. So they actually came into the new realm of thinking, rather than the old way of thinking, oh, I'll get rid of them, I'll get somebody new. No.
Right, which is amazing for that industry. They've really learned to start moving with things because of the crash in 2008. The acquisition of a new customer is much more expensive than keeping an existing customer.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Ninon, there maybe in between the lines is that the bank got less greedy and perhaps analyzed the fact that if it goes into foreclosure, there's going to be a lot of costs associated with that foreclosure, and they'll probably end up losing more money doing it that way than working with you. Is that
your customer?
accurate?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
I just love to present these things with clarity so people get it. So if you're about to go into foreclosure out there, don't ruin your credit. Go do what Ninon has done,
Work with them. Yeah, work with them. They do ask a lot of things, and they do want a lot of things, but that doesn't matter. They only just want papers, because there's thousands of you out there. So when you think, well, why do they keep asking me for papers? Well, because each one is different. There's like snowflakes, and each one has to be dealt with, and they all need their papers because they don't know who I am or what I am. They can go through, as it so happens, I've been in real estate for a long time, so I've got a great long record of being very, very good at paying. So I have a great record, but a lot of people out there have good records. I have great records. And I think this is something for the younger generation to also understand, to keep your record clean, you know? Make your money, keep your record clean, keep yourself in a good standing, because that does pay off later on in life.
Yeah, so which reminds me to mention one of our sponsors, which is creditcleanedup.com. So if you are one of those individuals that let your house go into foreclosure, or you bruise your credit some other ways, and you know who you are, there are 42 millions of you out there that have bruised credit. Go to creditcleanedup.com and be responsible. Be a responsible citizen, just like what Joseph talked about, because having clean, green energy is being a responsible citizen. Go do it. Go do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Right, Joseph?
So how do they get the credit cleaned up, Steve?
creditcleanedup.com.
There you go. There you go. So I think, you know, Joseph, you've sent out an incredible message of being very young, making money, and going into the green business, which is, you know, cleaning America up or cleaning the world up. So you really have taken on three very, very honorable positions in your very young life.
Oh, thank you so much. It's actually really fun as well, so I appreciate you guys having me on this afternoon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Mention your website one more time before we close the show, because not just the people that are logged in right now in these other live networks that are watching, but this will be going up to YouTube as well as being podcasted to iTunes and many other sites.
Sure, that's great. It's www.greennationbiz.com. GSE.com. GreenNationBiz.com. You can go there and learn about green energy credits, as well as reach out to me, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody about the opportunity or how they could take advantage of trying to make an impact in the world and greening up our environment.
How to get involved with Joseph McKenna in GreenNationBiz.com.
Yeah, you've been awesome, Joseph. I actually learned a lot today.
Oh, yeah, I know you did, Steve. See, the older generation, Joseph, the older generation, not that I am, but the older generation have to learn about all this stuff, and that's where you come in. Perfect.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. This has been a great show. So, if you liked what you heard today, what you experienced today, come back always every Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Pacific for the next edition of the Maxed Out Money Hour Show. Thank you, Ninon. Thank you, Joseph. Have a wonderful rest of the evening.
Good to be with you, Steve. Joseph,
Good
thanks a million. Learned a lot. Take care.
Thank you very much. Good night.
We shall be in touch.
Definitely.
Yes, but take care.
Watch the Maxed Out Money Hour Internet TV show program All About Money with your hosts Ninon and Coach Steve every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central at realcoachingradio.net.
You're listening to Real Coaching Radio TV, building a positive network.